Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate agent Britt of the Britt and O'Hare real estate team at Keller Williams Realty based out of St. Louis, Missouri. Kelly has been in the business since 2004 and has been multi-million-dollar every year. About 90% of her business comes from referrals and repeat clients, which speaks for itself. Her background was originally as a financial analyst, which is very helpful when looking at comparable sales data. Kelly earned the luxury homes designation from Keller Williams, which one has to have proven sales at or above the luxury mark in their area to obtain. She had media coverage at the client Olympic party several times, as well as the Town and Style Agent Profile Spotlight. Her other media coverage is not work-related, but sports and volunteer-related. All right, with all that said, Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me here today.
And Kelly, if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
Well, a little bit of both. This is really a family business for us. My mother worked in the business and managed an office for about 15 years, and both my parents have been in the business for over 40 years. And I originally started out working in financial analysis, and at some point realized I wanted to be my own boss and have a more flexible schedule. And this was kind of a natural progression for us with my parents being in the business. It's a great way to use my financial analysis skills, and I love being with people and showing houses. So great industry for that.
Excellent. And do you think you could talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
Well, I think staying calm and having the ability to problem solve are two of the biggest qualities you really have to have in this business. You know, no two houses and no two clients are ever the same. And in real estate, there's always something that comes up that you have to work through and really meet your client's needs. And having the ability to stay calm and problem solve to get through those really makes all the difference in the world.
And do you think you give our listeners an example of when these traits have played a role in your path towards success?
Well, I got a couple funny stories for you. I think my favorite, and my kids love these real estate stories because it just makes them laugh quite a bit. But one of my favorites is I had some out-of-town clients a few years ago, and, you know, they're coming in town, and you really only have 2 weekends to find them a house, teach them about St. Louis and the different areas and neighborhoods and the schools that might be perfect for them. And it was just, you know, not a fun day. It was raining, and we were trying to scramble to get from place to place. We walk in the first house. I fall down the basement steps, split my pants open. And, you know, you can't really stop your day at that point because they need to see houses. So we ran to the car. I got some duct tape out of the car, and on we went for the rest of the day. And everybody laughed about it, and we found them a house. But just the ability to kind of deal with the things that happen and roll with the punches really made a big difference that day for that couple. Another favorite of mine is we're showing a house, and I hear my client go, "Oh, no, oh, no." I look to my right, and the client's car is rolling out of their driveway, down into the street towards the neighbor's house. It hits the curb, and we get fortunate enough that this car rolls between the two houses, the one that we're going to see and the neighbor's house, and I realize there's a bump in the grass. And if we can just slow the car down, it's not going to go through the fence into the pool of the house they're supposed to show. I jumped behind the car, slowed the car down. It doesn't go over the berm. My client jumps in the car, drives it out of the grass. Fortunately, the grass was frozen. There was no tire tracks. And we went on with our day and had a really good laugh about it. But just being able to roll with those punches and deal with things that happen are really, really important.
Yeah, I know the slogan of, you know, duct tape fixes everything, but I've never heard it used on pants before. That's a new one, I think, for me. But no, it's great to show, like you said, you know, you just had to go, you know, they had a limited time. You had to carry on and then chasing down. I mean, it sounds like you've gone above and beyond for your clients, chasing down cars, dealing with ripped clothes. I imagine maybe now you carry an extra set of clothes in the car just in case.
Yeah, I do, and a medical kit just in case as well. So
yeah, there you go. I think that whenever somebody builds a successful business, that sometimes the path to get there is filled with bumps in the road along the way. Can you talk about some of the adversities and trials that you've had to overcome in order to achieve your goals?
You know, really, I've been very blessed, and I haven't had too many adversities. I think the biggest issue that you really have in this business is what I call work and family life balance. This is a 24/7 business, and to really be there for your clients, you're on call most of the time. So it's really figuring out how to be there for your clients and still be there for your family at the same time.
And I guess, as obstacles come up or you're trying to deal with these things, what keeps you going despite obstacles? Why don't you give up what your driving force?
Well, we love our clients. Our clients really become like family to us. You spend so much time getting to know people. And for us, we're very blessed because almost 90% of our business comes from repeat and referral business from our clients. So really just those relationships and how well we know our people and how much we care about them is what drives us to keep moving every day.
And looking forward, what's your vision for your business and your career over the next 5 years?
Well, obviously keep growing. We've been very lucky in that because we have such a great client base, our business has continued to grow little bit by little bit over a year, and I'd like to see that continue. Eventually we'll probably increase our team size and add some assistants to help us with the business.
And I guess kind of on top of that, I know you said you do you get a lot of referral business because you've built up that reputation. But kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way you market yourself as a real estate professional so that you can have that continual growth?
We're really about relationship marketing. We're not the type of group that goes out and does big bulk marketing. Really, we throw a lot of parties. We just try to enjoy being with our clients. So my favorite thing that we do is called our Olympic party. We do this, it's a semi-annual party, obviously. But what's happened is we found out that because we come from a very sporty family, my brother's a former Olympian, my mother was an elite skater, my kids are both athletes at this time, that a lot of our client base tends to enjoy sports as well, just like we do. So we throw a big party, invite them to dinner, and just try to catch up with them, see what's going on with their lives, and have fun together. And what we found out over the years is, because we've done this party for so long and we have such long-standing client relationships, our clients actually got to know each other. So they go looking for each other. We have one particular client that they bought the other client's house, and they visit with each other about the house every time we have the party. And so just that relationship marketing and throwing those parties to catch up has been our biggest thing that we do and have done well.
And I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value they provide from both a buyer and a seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
I think a lot of people don't understand the value that agents add today. The paperwork has become so cumbersome and there are so many moving pieces to each deal that you really need somebody to help you work through all that and to figure out where the balancing point of what we call being rational in a deal to get everything to closing. Really only about 3% of for sale by owners ever see closing because there's so much work that's involved to get there.
Let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend and they're in another state and they want to sell their home. Now, obviously, with your experience and being part of Keller Williams, you could easily look up an agent and do a referral, but what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
Well, the first thing we look for is somebody who has usually been in the community for a long time. And if they haven't been in the community for a long time, that they have strong ties to the community. By that, I mean that they get involved in the area that they're in. Do they volunteer? What type of volunteering do they do? Does that mesh with your family values? Do they have a specific client base? Do they like to work with first-time home buyers? Do they like to work with retirees? Does that match with your family as well? And what type of team are they on? Do they have a large team or small team? Just because they're the biggest agent in the town doesn't mean that's the right fit for you. Some people like to have much more hand-holding throughout the deal and more of a one-on-one relationship. And that can be good for somebody who has a smaller team. So it really depends on the person, and they need to analyze what they need as a client, and that helps also guide who they should be looking for in an agent.
And obviously based out of the St. Louis, Missouri area, and if somebody's looking for real estate services or an agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
We do have a website. It's www.stlexpertagents.com. Or anytime, give me a call on my cell phone, which is 314-302-9148. We love to talk to people.
Excellent. Kelly, obviously we want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come here today and share your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Kelly, you can go to her site, like she said, or give her a call. Also, below this interview, we'll have a link to her site and any other contact information we have so you can see how she can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, everybody, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.